Hello, this is Michael Bonner, and this is my Better Me, Better World demonstration on growth. So, the goals that I was seeking to pursue were to follow the Insanity Max 30 calendars for 2 months, read 2 books a week, pray and meditate every morning, 5 days a week, which is Monday to Friday, and to take the Justice Online Ethics course and mentor a peer on emotional care and guide him through a 12-step framework for doing so. Major milestones that I did achieve were in the first month I got a quarter of the way through the ethics course, and I was able to guide my peer through the work for steps 1 through 3. By the end of the second month, I was able to get halfway through the justice course on ethics and guide said peer through the work for steps 4 and 5. For the third month, I was able to get 3/4 of the way through the ethics course and guide my peer through the work for steps 6 through 9. And by the end of the 18-week period, I was able to finish the justice ethics course, guide the peer through the work for steps 10 through 12. Leadership skills that were applied were honesty. I had to be very honest with myself in order to pursue these goals. Integrity, service, humility, active listening, which came in handy specifically with the person I was mentoring and walking through the steps. And active listening probably came in handy with listening to the course that I was taking. I was asking pertinent questions to the person that I was mentoring, because it's one thing to walk a person through the necessary work for something. It's another thing to solidify that with making sure that it's pertinent to their own lives. And there was a lot of practicing of acceptance, tolerance, and an attempt at inclusion, to include him in all of the work that was being done and others in the community, as much as was feasible. Following slide shows texts between the person that I mentored and myself. It even shows in the middle there was a meme that he sent me about working on steps 6 through 7 when we're going through that part of the process, which can be rather daunting. Steps 6 through 7 are geared towards working on one's personal character defects or shortcomings, as one would put it. Person that I worked with, specifically this person, who will remain anonymous, had a lot of issues with guilt and shame about things that he'd done, and had happened in his life. And I was there for him and have been there for him to the best of my ability, to things that I've struggled with as well. And I've spoken to him about how I got through it, and I'm still getting through it on a daily basis, in order to be the best version of myself that I can be for myself and my family. SWOT analysis. Strengths: I was able to actively listen to the person I mentored and persevered through the process of guiding him through the 12 steps. Weaknesses: I was not able to muster the self-discipline necessary to stay on top of my reading, exercise regimen, or my plan for daily prayer and meditation. I did, however, improve on those things. I wasn't reading much at the beginning of the project, and I was able to get through about a book a week is what I'm averaging now. I'm starting to read a little bit more again. And I started averaging about 3 days of prayer and meditation in the mornings rather than 0, which is an improvement. And after a bout of illness, I'm getting back on my exercise regimen. So despite that, there still were weaknesses to compensate for that I am working on. Opportunities going through the work for the NSLS because it helps me become a better leader. A lot of the things that I've learned through this process of working with the NSLS have helped, being more considerate of others and making sure to actively listen to what's being stated by the other person and making sure that I'm suspending judgment while doing so have been critical, especially with mentoring. Threats, illness was a big threat that I definitely didn't take into consideration. I didn't think that I would end up getting an illness that would prevent me from breathing properly for a while and kind of take me out of commission as far as exercise was concerned. Also, conflicts in other people's schedules. The person I was mentoring, there were times where we weren't able to meet on the days that we um, had scheduled because he had to do something else. Sometimes he had to take care of his youngest daughter on those days because they couldn't get a babysitter for that day, or sometimes I had to take care of my son because I couldn't get a babysitter. But that was definitely a threat that I should be more cognizant of in the future. Future recommendations for others taking this course. Try to take into account the fact that the best laid plans don't always work out. Be forgiving of yourself when you don't meet your standards. Don't waste more time when you get off track by feeling sorry for yourself, because that was something that happened with me. And a little progress is better than none. Keep moving forward, even if it's only a step, a breath at a time. You're stronger than you know. Thank you.